famous blimp called the Hindenburg. And it was famous because it was so large, so massive, and it was one of the first blimps of its kind. Now, if you guys don't know, these guys were used to carry airplanes during World War I. So you would actually fill them with air, and they would have like little airplanes here. Now, what benefit would there be to carrying airplanes? That the airplanes didn't have to take off from the ground. You just drop the airplane, and the airplane could just take off. So they were very useful. Now, there was one thing that they did, though. They made the Hindenburg very famous. They filled the Hindenburg with, what do you think they filled it with? Hydrogen. That's right. They filled the Hindenburg with hydrogen. Now, that made sense at the time because hydrogen is the lightest element. Unfortunately, though, the second point here that's hydrogen says that hydrogen is highly combustible. And that is what made the Hindenburg famous. Right there on your books, that thing crashing and burning there, that is the Hindenburg. It was mammoth, several hundred feet across. I mean, mostly as big as this school, or maybe a little bit bigger. And I don't know if you can see the people there. I really hope not. But there were, I think, more than 300 people inside of that. And unfortunately, a small spark immediately set this thing ablaze. And I don't mean like it started burning little by little. I mean a small spark and then it was boom. And the Hindenburg just completely collapsed. It fell apart on itself and it just grew into one massive fireball, killing, unfortunately, all the people inside. To my knowledge, all the people inside. Maybe there were some survivors, but I doubt it. Okay? Now, this isn't just a sad story. It's to tell you that this was one of our first experiments with hydrogen. And, of course, you read in your book, who was the person that discovered hydrogen way back when? Henry Cavendish. That's right. All right. Mr. Cavendish discovered it, and then the guy that gave it its name was named Lavoisier. And Mr. Lavoisier said, well, this thing can produce water, so let's go ahead and call it hydro-producing or hydrogen, which is where we get the name hydrogen. But neither of them could have predicted how powerful hydrogen was.